Sup, it's Hallie. Welcome back to Interview Club. When we last left off, Natsuki was answering questions, and she's continuing to do that. Okay. Light skill 20. How to write a good poem like yours?
Well, you've come to the right person. You can count on me to steer you correctly. I'm a pro after all. The key to a good poem is making sure your meaning can be understood by everyone.
That's actually like complete opposite of true.
If you mash it all up in a bunch of big confusing words, nobody's going to get it or even want to read it. Seriously, it's just wasting their time and yours. You shouldn't overcomplicate things. But it can be tricky to balance. You want your theme to be clear, but you need to share it indirectly. There are lots of little tricks you can use to help things along, but we'd be here forever if I tried to explain them all. If you want to practice on your own, have a look at anything I've written. I'm sure it'll give you the right idea.
Also, do you play sports, and what sports do you like to play?
There aren't any I play regularly, but I do have fun in PE. I prefer the non-contact sports, if only to avoid grabby creeps. My favorite's dodgeball, and that one's shortness is an advantage.
Let's see, frantic from... This has been repeated in a few comments, but you are actually a digital life form running on a computer simulation. Monica and Sayori, they forgot the K, are aware of this, however, have chosen to shoulder the burden of forbidden knowledge upon themselves and spare you of the horror of your existence. In reality, however, none of this is true. The grand illusion is being cast on us, the player. You are not self-aware. Neither are Monica nor Sayori. Everything is carefully prepared by the developer deities to make it seem as though your cluster of pixels is somehow alive. Any self-awareness or fourth wall breaking is merely the function of clever programming rather than any true intelligence. Halibabica, I speak to you directly through your sock puppet Natsuki. How do you get into character to answer these AMAs for the various dokis? After you have responded, pretend to delete Natsuki's memory or something and make it seem as though I asked, when baking, do you prefer confectioner's sugar or granulated sugar? Behold, the mega!
Ugh, I thought this was weird before. But every time I think we hit the bottom, I find deeper layers of crazy than I can even imagine. So you're saying that not only do we not exist, but that we don't even exist in the way we think we exist? Is that your theory? Because it sounds utterly ridiculous. I don't know what you're playing at, but you can't... Do not test me, wastrel. You trifle with things beyond your comprehension. That depends on what you're trying to make. Different sugars have different uses, dummy. I always use confectioners in my icing since it's ideal for that. Everything else needs varying levels of granulated. It's not a question of one or the other. Knowing the difference about stuff like this is why I'm a pro, see?
Let's see. Ida Huedo, do you like Cake Rex?
I do not like Cake Rex. That place is founded on shame and broken dreams. I mean, it can be funny to see some seriously atrocious cakes. But somebody had to get those cakes too. Anyone older than 8 would be so disappointed.
See, what's your opinion on fondant? Sure, it's easy to work with, but even this sugar addict finds it practically tasteless.
Fondant is a cop-out that I wouldn't be caught dead using. I actually take some pride in my icing.
Let's see, Reddit Zombie. Do you know where these questions are coming from, or how we know about you?
As before, you're posting on Reddit, so are you really that clueless? And I assume Monica has been telling you guys about us. How much she said, I can't be sure. You already know more than I'm comfortable with. I'm gonna have to talk to her later, because this is practically a breach of privacy.
See, var her, you halibabica. Natsuki, imagine that you're trapped in a dark room, with only its center being illuminated. There are 3 girls tied to 3 chairs. Sayori, Yuri, and Monica. They can't move at all. Only their heads are free, and they don't have sealed mouths, so they can talk to you. On the table, there is a gun with exactly 1 bullet. Suddenly, the voice speaks to you, telling you that you have to kill one of your friends. If you'll waste the bullet or shoot yourself, saws are placed above their heads will all lower down, killing all of them in the process. The only way to escape is through either Sayori, Yuri, or Monica dying. Who do you kill and why? Or you do something else?
Well, that's a grim scenario. If that was the situation we all somehow ended up in, We'd have to talk it out. That's what friends do. Obviously, I wouldn't want to kill any of them. But if one had to die to spare two, we'd have to agree together. Siri would probably offer herself up. That seems like something she'd do. I don't know how Monica or Yuri would react. I doubt either of them is good in a crisis. Yeah, there's too many factors involved, but I expect I'd end up shooting Sayori. I would hate to pull that trigger, though.
Let's see, and again, but halibabica, if it's possible, could you add that ask for other Dokis as well, with them changed, of course, so Yuri won't have to shoot Yuri.
You seriously want everyone's take on this? The others can have a look at it in the follow-up or something. This is taking long enough as it is.
Let's see, Chris McGopnik. Since you like music, have you ever played Osu?
I don't know anybody who doesn't like music, so I'm not sure what your logic is here. But no, I haven't tried Osu. I'm guessing it's a rhythm game. That could be fun. I've enjoyed games like Dance Dance Revolution before, so I'll follow up and see.
NBR Superstar. Hope it is not too late. I'd love to know what Natsuki thinks of matcha and matcha cupcakes.
In case you didn't know, those would be green tea cupcakes. I've made them once before. They were different. Not bad, just different. I wasn't super fond of the color, though.
Let's see, Darajin. Do you have any role models you look up to, or preferably outside the club?
I don't really have any. I used to look up to my parents a lot. But they, well, I grew up. Things changed. It happens.
Let's see, do you happen to play any visual novels?
Again, I wouldn't touch a visual novel. Not the dancing kind, at least. I guess they aren't all pathetic hentai games. But they still wouldn't be my first pick anyway.
Out of all the character tropes out there, which one best suits you, in your opinion?
I never gave much thought to what kind of stereotype fits me. Probably because it's stupid to generalize yourself like that. I don't know. What's the trope for cute characters that will beat the crap out of you? Yagure? Whatever. This question's dumb and you're a dummy for asking it.
And last one, what are your thoughts on other Natsukis from other mods? Do they do you justice, or do they really peeve you in some ways? Oh, she would be so pissed.
What is this supposed to mean? Other mods? I guess I'd better ask. Oh, Monica? Yeah. What do they mean by mods? Oh, looks like someone didn't get the memo. They're sort of like, fanfictions in the form of video games. And they're making video games about us, too! Yes. Thank you, that'll be all. I don't know what's being done with me in your mods, but if it's anything dirty, you better watch out!
And some of them. Let's see. Hi, it's AmyBot.
Yeah, you tell them, AmyBot. Put these nerds in their place.
Let's see. Simex 3071213. Did you know that Sayori ships you with Yuri? Also, do you love Yuri?
What? Sayori! Care to explain? No. For the last time, I do not love Yuri!
What? You don't?
Well, no, not like romantically.
Oh, okay. That's reassuring.
Yeah, I mean, you know we're friends, right?
Of course, I never assumed otherwise.
Well, good. I didn't want you to get the wrong impression.
No worries here, Natsuki.
I'm gonna keep going now.
Okay.
Solo Wing Pixie. Were you ever a member of the anime club? If so, what caused you to leave?
No, I never even considered it. For starters, it's a total sausage fest. Any girl that joins would be fawned over constantly. And you know they find the funniest shows they can get away, or they can get while still being legal for school. And the nerd arguments, jeez, sometimes we still hear them 2 rows over. Even if I wanted to discuss manga there, it'd be too noisy to read. So yeah, it's a hole for pathetic neats and otaku alike. No thanks.
Let's see. Prince Cloud. Can you teach me to bake? Not. Can I have a hug as well?
Hug? No. Bake? Maybe. The lessons would be online, so we'd have to figure that out. And I wouldn't be willing to do it for free, so we'd need to settle on a price too. But when you're learning from the best, it's worth it, right?
Let's see. RGTMX. Are there any kinds of flavors of cupcakes that you haven't made before that you'd love to try out? For example, my favorite flavor is red velvet. especially with cream cheese icing and fine red sprinkles.
Red velvet, huh? Yeah, those are good, but I reserve that kind of thing for special occasions. Come to think of it, I could afford to branch out more in terms of cupcakes. I usually stick to my tried and true. Those marble ones I described earlier are about as fancy as I get. Of course, there's nothing wrong with the basics, and even those are plenty versatile. But yeah, I'd be curious to see what else is out there. I can't afford to experiment much. I guess that's another thing reserved for a better life.
Agent John 20. Chocolate cupcakes or vanilla cupcakes? Which is superior? Blep.
Well, there's no objective winner when it comes to taste. Personally, I like vanilla, but not for the reasons you might think. Chocolate and even yellow batter is harder to color. There's some natural conflict. You can easily recolor vanilla, so it's more flexible. Since I like to get creative, I end up making more vanilla cupcakes than anything else. And of course, I eat my own work, so the taste is just familiar to me by now.
Urkanism. What is your opinion about you Willikins and you Fork, your biggest fans?
Wait, what? I have fans? Did Monica turn us into freaking celebrities? Well, I don't know who those two are, but they obviously have great taste, so they're all right by me.
See, Crouton Cringe Boy 13. What do you think of bread, Ooga Booga?
Ugh, username checks out. I don't think much of bread. All alone, it's nothing special. There are 1,000,001 things you can do with bread, but only because it's so bland on its own. If you were hoping for a more detailed answer, you should have been more specific.
Yoshidoki 48. There are some people who think you're a trap/transgender. What are your thoughts on that?
What? There are people who actually think that? I can't believe I have to spell this out. I am not, and have never been, a boy.
See, CT. How does it feel to be one of the most adorable Dokis?
Well, at least you used the word besides cute. It feels annoying, like I can't look the way I want without getting the wrong kind of attention. To be cute and taken seriously. Welcome to my paradox.
Tempest HD. I gotta ask the real question. How much do you like pie?
That depends on the kind of pie, dummy. I prefer them as dessert, and I like fruit pies a lot. It doesn't matter what sort of fruit, but I do like peaches the best. And I don't have any preference for meat pies.
See, big slice of bacon. What is your opinion on Der Fuhrer's Face by Spike Jonze and his City Slickers?
I understand all the words in that sentence, but I still didn't get the question. Sounds like another one for the list.
Tianya Long. If you could punch one person in the face with no repercussions, who would you punch?
Hey, I can already punch people for free. But if I had the chance to slug literally anybody, it'd be that pervert wanted to get me naked.
See, better than Twilight XD. Anything. Oh, good enough. Here's my question. What is your favorite thing? I need to use it as a gift for someone.
My favorite thing? Out of, like, everything? And you're giving it as a gift? Wait, that someone isn't me, is it? And if it is, what if I just tell you something really expensive? Well, my favorite thing of all possible things is the Collector's Edition box set of Parfait Girls. It has all 18 volumes plus some sweet bonus stuff. It'll only run you about $500, but hey, you asked!
See, Dr. Offerson, PhD. I accidentally decided on too many questions, but they should be quick to answer, so... What is your favorite part of baking? Do you ever let Sayori bake with you?
Hey, I'll decide how quick these answers should be. My favorite part of baking is the creative side. I love coming up with fun ideas and making every batch feel personal. I've never baked with Sayori, but if she promised to behave, I totally would.
Have you seen the yellow sign?
The only yellow signs I've ever seen are posted on the roadside. And I doubt that's what you mean, so I guess I'll be following up on that as well.
Which Dokis do you think you could take in a fight, and why?
In a fight, I bet I can take any of my friends. I'm pretty scrappy if you can believe it. Although Monica might be tough, she's really athletic. But Sayori or Yuri? Nah, no contest.
Have you ever considered having romantic relations with Yuri? The fans have.
I think you know how I feel about Yuri by now. Those fans suck.
You would take the red pill, right? If there were the chance that your reality were a lie, you'd want to do everything you could to find out as to, like, why, right? Who knows, maybe that'll spark something in you. Just food for thought.
Seriously, what's up with these Matrix questions? Do you really think I'm that gullible? Or are you exactly as crazy as I thought? Well, if it somehow ever did turn out that way, of course I'd want to know the truth. Not like my real life was all that great.
How are you today?
Today, I'm indifferent. The The AMA thing hasn't been quite what I expected. And yet, I'm somehow unsurprised.
Sebo 3D is literature manga.
Since you're phrasing that wrong on purpose, I have to say all manga is literature, but not all literature is manga. Dummy.
Leo 40 Reddit. What can you bake or cook besides cupcakes and other cake goods?
Not much, to be honest. Baking is my exclusive forte. I know my way around the kitchen, and there are other things I'm capable of cooking. But they're nothing glamorous, and I can't cook meals too often anyway. What I mean is, I usually just eat whatever's available. Cooking can be a real hassle after a long, stressful day.
Let something slip there, Knots. Bear Hater 99. What's the biggest reason you aren't better friends with Yuri? Is it your fault, hers, or both of yours?
Well, obviously it's up to her if she wants to be better friends. I am who I am, and if she can't deal with it, that's her problem. Though it's not like I really go out of my way to be nice to her or anything. My door's open, that's what I'm trying to say.
See, Warlock 6. What's the best manga besides Parfait Girls?
Oh, I see, the second best manga ever written then. That's actually kind of a tough one. I think I'm gonna have to go with Fruits Basket. It's got such a good balance of comedy, romance, fantasy, and reality. It knows when to be silly and when to be serious. Not everything can pull that off.
Fort. Hi, Natsuki. What's your favorite subreddit? By the way, I know you don't know me, but I just want to say that I think you're a really good person.
Oh, well, hey, thank you. Oh, you're that guy the other post mentioned. Hi, Fort. You know, now I think about it, I haven't seen a question from Willykins. Maybe they were stunned into silence at the chance to talk to me for real. Well, my favorite sub is kind of a toss-up. I really like our baking, but I'm more active on our Parfait Girls. And I follow some other subs that I'm sure you could guess. I should probably start following this one just to keep tabs on all Monica's club nonsense.